I have covered the topic about the MySQL. MySQL basically work as a backend tools. Now what exactly meaning of a backend tools? It's related to the database to store our informations in a specific location. This is what the basic functionality as a backend tool. So let's just take an overview of it. In this video I will give you the idea about how to create a database into MySQL. Then after create a table, insert the data by default into the database table, modify the column name, modify the data, import and export the database, and then finally the summary. So let's just take an overview of it. To start the phpMyAdmin, that means MySQL, right? To start the MySQL we use this URL http localhost phpMyAdmin. To start our MySQL we use this URL. Open your browser and use this URL. You can see that one window, you can see this is what our phpMyAdmin is, MySQL, which will work as a backend tool. With the use of this you are allowed to create a database, tables, and modify the informations. So let's just first of all understand what exactly this shows us. You can see in the left panel it shows number of database exist inside in this particular localhost system, right? You can see the bracket, the numbers, that means it shows the number of a table exists inside in this particular database. Let's just take an example of a Sharma Infoway one. That means that Sharma Infoway, which is my database name, contains one table. You can see, I just selected, you can see one table named TBL admin. So this is what how the phpMyAdmin works. Now you just see that when we select a particular database, we just shift from our server localhost to the selected database. Now let's just click back to the server localhost. This is what our first screen is. Now we are interested to create a new database inside in this localhost. So let's just specify our database name Sharma Infoway Test, which is our database name. Click on a create button. You can see that database Sharma Infoway Test has been created successfully. Now you can see 0 shows that no table found in this database. Now we are interested to create a new table. So specify your table name test1, number of a column 4, and then click on a go button. You just specify, with the use of this you just specify your column name, the data type, the length, and any other functionalities. s_id, then integer, which is my data type, specify the length 30. Now my next task is that now I am interested to set this column as an auto increment. Now I am not interested to insert the data in this column. So at that time, with the use of extra, you can see over here extra with and set it as an auto increment. That means that s_id column work as a auto increment. The data generated number will be generated one by one. Now second column name, that is first name, second, then third column name, and the last, and then s_city. Like 20. Length is depends on the functionality, and column name database also depends on the functionality. Now just click on a save button. You can see that Sharma Infoway, which is our database, and test1, which is our table name, has been created successfully. Now just click on a structure tab. It shows that the field name, the type, and the data type null or not, and etc. functionality. You can see that our first column will work as an auto increment. Now my next task is I am interested to insert the data inside into this particular table. So click on insert tab. But before click on insert tab, you can just see the path. Now we are shifted from server localhost to the database name Sharma Infoway Test, and then we are shifted from test1 table. This is what our path. Now that means that we are interested to insert the data inside this table named test1. Now click on a insert tab. Our first column s underscore id will work as a auto increment, so no need to insert the data, no need to require to insert the data inside this. Specify, like for example Ahmedabad, click on a go button. Now you can see that one row inserted, and with the ID, row IDs work as a 1. So let's just check that how the data is stored. So click on a browse tab. Now you can see that one row generated and our first column generate the ID 1. So this is how to insert the data by default. Now I am interested to modify the data which I have entered. By default I just by mistake I have inserted data Ahmedabad. Now I am interested to modify this particular data. So you just select your particular row and then click on this edit button. So you can see already data which already exists inside in this. Specify your modify from Ahmedabad to Surat and then click on a go button. So you can see that now my information instead of now Ahmedabad to Surat. So this is how to modify the data which already exists in my table. Now I am interested to modify my column name from s underscore f name to I am interested to set it as s underscore first name. So you just click on a structure tab. Now s underscore l name I am interested to set it as s underscore last name. So select your particular last name column and then click on this button which is change. That means that we are interested to modify the column name or type or anything. It will be depends on your choice. Last name, right? And then click on a save button. So now you can see that our column name is modified. So this is the basic functionality of how to insert the data by default, how to check the data, how is it exist or not. So this is browse tab. To modify the column name you just click on a structure tab. Now I am interested to insert a new table inside this table database. I am interested to insert a new table. So just select your database from left panel or from over here. You just click over here or maybe just select over here. Click on this. It will show. It will change the path. Now you are in server local host to the particular database name Sharma Infoway. With the same procedure as in the beginning we have created one table, same procedure over here. You just specify your another next table name, specify the column name, and it will work. Now my next task is that I am interested to copy this database from this system to the another system. Again I repeat, I am interested to copy the database from this system to the another system. So at that time we perform the import export functionality, right? We are interested to export this database from the system to the another system. So you just click on an export button, right? This panel shows export shows number of a table exists inside in this particular database. So right now there is only one table, but you are allowed to copy the selected table, right? Then after move to the down, you just see over here, you just specify your database backup name. That's check up this like or check database backup, check database. This is our database name. Select a file as a zip file and then click over on a go button. So what will happen that is one RAR file is generated which contain the extensions .sql, right? So just click on a go button and then okay, save this file. Now we just open this particular in a containing folder. Now you can see that this is our database exists, right? You can see where I just copied this particular database into the desktop. Right, so this is what our database backup is. You just copy this RAR file from, you can use any devices, like we have pen drives right now. So you just use this particular database, copy it into send it into the pen drive, and you are allowed to move from one system to the another system. This is what the functionality of a export. Now let's just understand about the functionality of a import. So we are interested to import the data from another devices to this system, right? So at that time you just click set. First of all, you just create a one database name and then click on a import button. Then after, you just click on a browse tab. Then right now our database exists on a desktop, so you just select this database, click on a open button and then click on a go. So this is how our database will be imported from another device to this system. So this is what a basic functionality of a MySQL. You are allowed to create the number of a database into the local host, number of table inside the particular database. That means you are allowed to create the number of a tables. Then you are also allowed to import the database, or you are also allowed to perform the export the database functionality and etc. things. So this is what the basic concept of a MySQL. See you in the next video. Bye bye.